Can you guys hear when I had the microphone in? I got a new microphone, but I don't really know how to use it. Okay.
Yeah. So
Can you hear me better now?
So Mr. Artem, Weezar and his criminal friends first TRO against him. He fucking went back and tried to get us.
Okay, it's better now. I don't know if you're going to hear the whole thing. Okay, so
2 years. And not
I'm trying to
one
figure out my new microphone, but
not one of you motherfuckers.
okay, so now it's good. I'm going to put the other one in again because it didn't start yet. And tell me, I'm going to try different settings, and then I'll be back. If not, if I don't hear, like, say yes or no. I mean, obviously, if you don't hear me, but, all right, I'm going to try that because I really want to use this microphone.
That's it.
All right. Can you hear me? How about now? It's good right now. What about now? Can you hear him? Can you hear me? Worse? What about now? No? What about here? Okay. How about now?
God's gonna destroy the earth.
Now?
Destroy everything because
Okay.
us white niggers to understand the facts. Understand the facts.
Best.
It's unbelievable that
Is this better?
tortured by this fucking city, made homeless, went through hell all by myself.
Is this the best? This is best? Okay. I think that I didn't really learn. I still have to learn this microphone. The microphone's supposed to be able to pick up both sides. I hope so too. I hope I get called to speak. Coming all the way down here, but I want to come down here anyway. Okay, hold on. I'll try to get situated. All right. So I hope you guys will be able to hear them. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna put.
Letting developers steal from hard-working dumbasses and sit here, stand here, paying taxes, and gonna keep paying taxes to fund these fucking criminals. What you guys doing? Stop playing the game. Stop playing the scheme. Pay to play and act like fucking law enforcement. Do your fucking jobs. You took an oath. You took a fucking oath. When I worked for County USC as a nurse, I took an oath to protect and care for a person, a patient. And you stupid motherfuckers don't pay attention to that shit. None whatsoever. None.
Hold on.
You watch me go through hell, you watch me go through all this fucking stress. Put me through fucking stress. Don't you hear it in my voice? I'm fucking stressed. But it's a happy stress. Knowing that I can get up in the morning and read that Jose Luis Weezar is in Lone Paw, up north, doing federal.
Okay, I have to work harder on the check the microphone and see how to get that going. I think there's an app involved, so maybe I need to do the app. But hold on, guys. I'll be back in a sec. Just let me get situated. Oh, okay, guys. Hold on. Sorry, guys. I wanted to test it. So like. Wait. Hold on, guys. Sorry. Be right back. Right back with you.
All this shit I have to read. California rules of court. When that fucking asshole,
guys, sorry.
Racist Chinese.
Oh, Diane, thank you for all you do. Appreciate all your hard work and dedication. Oh, thank you, Diane. I appreciate that so much. Thank you, and thank you all for being with me. Oh, Kara, thank you for being here.
He locked people out of the courtroom. violated my civil rights and my
morning.
constitutional rights, why I can't have someone
Wow,
in
it's
court
weird being here.
to back me up and support me, like a family or a friend. No, fucking judge.
Okay, so
A closed hearing behind doors, never heard of it. Never heard of it. But they took advantage of me.
I hope you'll be able to hear,
Work among these fucking wetbacks.
because they put me back here.
You're not like Chow. Are you?
Yeah, that's
Yeah, you blame Chow. You don't look like
Which
him.
floor is RHD? Is that 6?
I mean, he's short in the back, but I mean, come on.
I hope you guys can hear.
Oh, okay, nice. All right.
Did you hear these cases that I heard of? The city of Austin? What about when we had that battle?
So always got to see what agenda items could you get. Definitely anything with the money. We want to know who's paying them through their filtered foundation. Good morning. The Street Racing Task Force.
Amen. That's an amen.
Okay, I think I got what I'm going to talk on. It's going to be a short, I think it's going to be a quick meeting. Oh, hold on, wait. Department report relative to the 2021 Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force. Council file 22-0110 as set forth. Recommendation, approve the department's report and transmit to the mayor and city council. Curious to see what that report is. Oh, wow, and then, yeah, and the foundation donating $500,000 for training. Yeah, it all goes through the foundation, but they don't have to tell you who gives it to the foundation. So it could be Scientology. I hope you guys can hear me. I hope you'll be able to hear them. I'm sorry that I got the mic. And, you know, but I guess maybe I need to figure it out more. Oh, thank you, Prairie Breeze. Oh, yeah, you're right. There's so much people behind the scenes. The people that call in, they're, you know, they may not be streaming. People writing letters. There's so much. It's definitely a group effort that is. They're all gonna get it. But they had me. I didn't have you live. I couldn't even get in the building. Like they had it all barricaded, including it's all barricaded all the way around, including the ramp area. And thankfully I bumped into 2 detectives who let me in. And, you know, and then the button, you know, and the door didn't work. Someone had to let me in because the door was is very heavy door. It was just a weird, I don't know. It's like they're really trying to keep the public out. That's what it seems. They just don't really want us here. So I hope DOI, if DOI is live and trying to get in, the barriers, it is in here. It's in the police headquarters. And the barriers should not be completely closing everything out.
Scoundrel, rip us off. How do you people do that? Come on, detectives 1 and 2 and 3. How do you let them do that? How do you let them do that? And then you want to incarcerate?
I hope you'll be able to hear the meeting part.
Because he's pointing out facts that fuck the police. With Herb Wesson? Herb Wesson created this shit. That little nigger. That little dirty nigger. He created this shit. What did Herb say?
I'm gonna have to.
Weezar's my frat,
I
brother.
think I'm gonna have to
He's a
mute
criminal.
a lot. I hope you're not hearing that.
You people are disgusting. Protect us. Fucking criminals.
Was somebody in the LAPD stealing cars and got busted at the tow company? They want to cover.
Oh, yeah.
So hopefully it should start soon.
Wetbacks are racist as much as black people.
What's this? Wait. Bang on what? From the subway to the surf, Scientology tracks protesters with a little help from their friends at Subway, Chief Don Graham, and LAPD. Is that like an article? Because if not, it needs to be. Because they do. They get help. And I know Chief Graham, like personally. I haven't talked. I know he's very upset with me because I've become a critic of LAPD, but I was a critic then, kind of becoming one, but they didn't welcome that. They don't welcome honesty. You make me feel brand new. Here we got the Hollywood crowd. I hope you'll be able to hear, but we will get this mic thing figured out. Hopefully it's on microphones and yeah, exactly. Well, no, it's not either nap time or time to type your emails or text your girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever. That's what I think it's, you'll see.
Nobody was able to hear any of the discussion about this. And you call it constitutional error.
I've never been in person to these meetings. I'll do it always online.
I never heard a damn thing about it. That's not a swear word, damn it. Damn liars.
I don't like being back here, but this is where they put me. The wheelchair nook. I want to sit right up there, though. There's a nook up there. Excuse me, excuse me, sir, because for hearing's sake, if I can't hear, like the microphone's not loud enough, can I go to that nook up there instead of this one?
Yeah, you'd be able to go closer.
I can,
Yeah,
because I prefer to go closer. I want to be able to make sure I'm here. I'm going closer. I probably won't be able to talk. Okay, guys, once it. Thank you.
I have a steam pump that pumps all my oil and gas.
Acting Inspector General.
I don't use those mechanical
That is not Chief Troy.
pumps, mechanical drill rigs. All of my
The
property
only thing he's not gonna be pumping behind bars is a fist like this.
We have all
Okay, this
these
is better.
fools
Okay,
from
good.
these foreign oil companies over here.
Posing.
Dry
Oh,
pumping my
it's like
land,
that
trying to get
sounds like an
oil.
article. Somebody needs to write that article. Hey, Laura. Somebody needs to write that because that's a perfect article. Hey, guys. Hey, always a minion. Ronnie, Samaj, Nanners. I'd say more. I like more auditing. I do that, but this is accountability right here.
I don't need hydrology.
Really going on.
This is the police commissioner meeting.
I have a steam pump. It costs a lot of money to run an oil company.
Yeah, it's on my. I did a community post too this morning.
How come they aren't down here?
Even with the advanced
If anyone.
technology, there costs a lot of
The game all of a sudden.
electricity and
Oh, thank you, Marquita. That's a long way. So bringing you to LA with us.
I have a steam
Why is it yellow? Just the
what's
lighting.
cheaper, spending
They have the crappy lighting.
on a big pump or using a steam pump? How much is it
Oh, thank
for
you,
me to
Nanners.
transport my oil and gas
Thank you, guys. I've never done this in person.
and pump my oil and gas? If I have a steam
I'm just.
pump,
Never in the picture
it
said
doesn't cost me
You weren't
anything.
able to hear a
You
single
want to
thing
support
you
dum-dums? Go ahead.
They want
Support
to
Cavalier.
lower the price
Be
of
on
oil
that
and
race car,
gas
but she's stupid.
by dry pumping my land
Stupid.
and then
Stealing
charging me
our
for pumps.
development. That's what you allow.
We're getting-
police
the
are,
room
and
is
they
getting
rob
started.
that illegally to rip us up and
Thanks,
develop
guys.
it.
Oh.
Sober op needs to be
Hello.
indicted. Sober op needs to
And
be
then the
investigated.
This one I've never
I
done.
demand that by the acting inspector.
Good, you found it, Laura? Yeah, it's hard. It's all. I was trying to tell them to tell you guys if you're coming. It's all fenced in. I had to find a detective to let me in, but I did come in and tell them to open it up. I had to go all the way around.
Check yourself
An
before you wreck
associate
yourself.
degree.
No, it didn't start yet.
What's worse than that? Dumb nigger, Ridley
You guys
Thomas.
really fucked out there big time, LA
Yeah.
community colleges.
You guys are nuts allowing this criminal enterprise
Oh,
to keep
and
going
the
on like this.
construction
Yeah, tell them
trades.
that
They're construction-
it is going on, even if it's barricaded. I did tell them to open up the barricades. It's ridiculous that they have it barricaded.
Architect,
All these
picture
counts.
technology
And
all
like
needed.
Satan and like a
They need to
serpent,
barricade it
the
from the
rest
public.
behind closed doors.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, Maria, yes.
Good morning. Commissioners, Chief Choi, Madam Secretary, Acting Inspector General Florence Yu,
That's right,
City
bang
Attorney
on.
Carlos De La Guerra and members of the public.
I'll
Today is
go to the
Tuesday,
front
October
desk, and
8th,
and
2024.
they'll tell them where to
It
go.
is 9:30 a.m.
It's down the hallway.
It's a regular meeting of the Los Angeles Board of Police Commissioners. Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Good morning. Please let the record reflect Commissioners Suthers, Shields, and Kalancha are present, and we have a quorum. Mr. President.
Tell them to go to the front desk, and then give them permission to open up the thing, to let them through down the hall. Go inside and go to the front desk.
Proceeding the meeting whenever possible, a translator will be provided. Sign language interpreters, assisted listening devices, or other auxiliary aids and/or services. Sir, please keep your hand down and out of the view of the camera. Thank you. Sign language interpreters, assisted listening devices, or other auxiliary aids and/or services
It's really
may
hard.
be provided upon request.
I did tell them to move the barricades completely.
You are advised to make your request at least 72 hours prior to the meeting you wish to attend. All public comment will be heard during item number 2 on the
Okay.
agenda. We'll dedicate a total of 45 minutes to public comment. Members of the public will have 1 minute per agenda item for a maximum of 2 minutes total. At the request of the speaker will be given 1 additional minute for general public comment for a maximum of 3 minutes total. The order of speakers will be a speaker in this room will go first, and we will take a speaker watching today's meeting on Zoom. We will alternate between speakers in the room and Zoom for a total of 45 minutes. Members of the public who participate in public comment are reminded that they can speak to any item on the agenda or a matter within the jurisdiction of the Board's Police
Oh,
Commission.
thank you, Irma.
Public comment is your opportunity to address the Board. So you are free to express your opinion on matters before the Board and to generally express when you disagree with other opinions expressed. However, directing your comments to other individuals who have spoken or attacking others who have expressed their opinions shall be deemed off topic, and your public comment period will be concluded. Members of the public, if you choose to participate in the public comment portion of the agenda, you can participate in this meeting in a number of ways outlined on the agenda. Message for those attending the meeting in person. These meetings are regular meetings between the board, the department, and key stakeholders. Meetings of the Board of Police Commissioners are open to the public. The state's Ralph M. Brown Act affords the public the opportunity to attend at these meetings, hear the presentations, and dialogue in real time, and provide feedback via the public comment period. During these meetings, there's a need for the board to carry out public business expeditiously without delays or disruptions. Members of the audience shall not engage in any conduct which cause an actual disruption of the meeting. Those attending in person are reminded that disruptive behavior will be cause for removal. If you disrupt this meeting, you will be provided with only one warning to cease disruptive behavior. If you fail to cease such behavior, you will be removed from the meeting. All attendees must be seated. Failure to follow this rule will result in a warning and/or removal from the meeting. Before I open, I'd like to make it known that we're going to pull and hold item 3A on today's agenda. And at this time, we'll move to item number 1, the report of the Chief of Police, Chief Choi.
Good morning, President Suthers, Vice President Shields, Commissioner Kalancha, Acting Inspector General Review, City Attorney De La Guerra, and Executive Director, Mr. Super. So I'd like to start my comments this morning just by congratulating our incoming Chief, Jim McDonald, for being selected by the Mayor as our next Chief of Police.
Yes.
I look forward to working with him as he takes over the reins.
That they
I'm
had.
confident that his leadership and his vision for the LAPD will move us forward and prepare us
Los Angeles,
for
California.
the upcoming major events such as the 26th World Cup and the 2028 Olympics.
I
The
think I heard
transition will
Kiwi.
take a little bit of time, so I'm not going to say much more, but I felt that I need to acknowledge that and welcome him. And then at my last commission as the city chief, I will expand on these comments. But thank you for the time to just mention that. So, one major incident that happened last week was an officer-involved shooting in Hollywood. October 3rd, at approximately 1700 hours, officers from Hollywood Patrol Division responded to a radio call reporting a man with a gun near the Department of Parks and Rec Hollywood Pool, located at Cole Avenue and Lexington Avenue. Officers made contact with the suspect, later identified as Daryl Morgan, who was walking on the sidewalk adjacent to the pool with an article in his waistband. Officers issued verbal commands to Morgan, which he ignored and fled the area on foot. Officers briefly lost visual of Morgan. However, our airship continued to track Morgan and locate him in the area of Vine Street and La Mirada Avenue. Shortly thereafter, Area team broadcast a backup request. Officers responded to the area and attempted to take Morgan into custody as he crossed the east side of Vine Street. Morgan was holding an object resembling a small handgun. Morgan appeared to point the object at officers, resulting in an officer-involved shooting. Morgan was not struck by gunfire and fled north on Vine Street. He ran approximately 1 block north and was apprehended a short time later in front of 1316 North Vine Street without further incident. No officers or community members were reported injured during this incident.
Thank you, Karen.
A small gold and dark metallic colored lighter in the design of a Luger pistol was located in front of that area of Vine Street and was collected as evidence. Force Investigation Division investigators responded and are investigating this incident. So year to date for our officer-involved shootings, we've had 23 this year compared to 28 last year, which is a 17.9% decrease. Also, the fatalities as a result of our officer-involved shootings, current year we have 10 compared to last year, same time period, we have 14, which is -4 or a 28.6% decrease. We also had on Saturday, October 5th, around 0200 hours, a street takeover incident. So uniformed patrol officers from Foothill Division responded to a radio call reporting a street takeover at the intersection of Van Nuys Boulevard and Laurel Canyon Boulevard. Upon arrival, officers witnessed multiple vehicles fleeing the scene. 4 vehicles were found crashed, vandalized, and burned. The Los Angeles Fire Department responded, extinguished the fires, and the vehicles were subsequently impounded. Later that morning, about 2 hours later, at 4 o'clock in the morning, Foothill officers were dispatched to a second street takeover radio call at Foothill Boulevard and Paxton Street. Similar to the first incident, several vehicles dispersed as officers arrived. 7 vehicles were found crashed, vandalized, and 3 of them were on fire. LAFD responded again and extinguished the fires, and all vehicles were impounded. So a total of 11 vehicles were vandalized and impounded. 6 of those vehicles were reported as stolen. Unfortunately, no people were injured, no arrests have been made, and no city property was damaged. Valley Traffic Division Street Racing Detail was deployed later that same night during watch 3 hours, and additionally 2 Foothill units were assigned to the Street Racing Task Force alongside that detail to enhance their enforcement and prevent further incidents like this in the Foothill area. And on Friday, October 4th, at approximately 17:15 hours, a group of 12 suspects, including adults and juveniles, stormed the Westfield Topanga Mall in Canoga Park. They entered the Nordstrom store, causing fear and panic among employees and shoppers. The suspects caused significant damage, knocking over display cases and barriers. They stole merchandise valued at approximately $87,000. The LAPD Organized Retail Crime Task Force responded to the scene and took over the investigation, working closely with Nordstrom's and Chanel Security, as well as LAPD Topanga Division and Mall Security. Detectives identified vehicles used in this crime. By using department resources, officers tracked down one of the vehicles. So around 2140 hours, Southwest LAPD uniformed officers located the vehicle and detained 5 suspects, 3 adults and 2 juveniles, pending this robbery investigation. Detectives served multiple search warrants, and after a comprehensive investigation, determined that all 5 of the suspects that were detained were responsible for participating in the flash robbery earlier that evening. All 5 suspects were booked for robbery. And then later that evening, Huntington Beach officers located the second vehicle used in the robbery. Inside, they found handbags believed to have been stolen during the crime, which were later confirmed to be from Nordstrom's. The driver was arrested for found in possession of the stolen property. A total of 6 suspects, all residents of Los Angeles, were arrested within hours of this robbery, thanks to coordinated efforts of multiple LAPD divisions and Huntington Beach PD. The investigation is ongoing, and the Organized Retail Crime Task Force will continue to pursue other suspects and gather evidence. This case will be presented to the District Attorney's Organized Crime Unit. Los Angeles Police Department is committed to holding these people responsible for their crimes. We'll continue to use every resource available to protect our communities and bring justice to those that are affected. And then moving on to our crime numbers. So for the 4-week period, September 1st through September 28th, compared to the 4-week period August 4th through August 31st, combined persons and property crimes are down 7.9% or minus 752 crimes. Person crimes are down 1.7% or minus 37, and property crimes are down 9.7% or minus 715. Going into a little more detail for our homicide specifically, compared to 2023, the city has seen a year-to-date decrease of 10.2% or minus 26 in our homicides. And compared to 2022, the city has seen a decrease of 28.7% or minus 92 homicides. Gang-related homicides year-to-date are down 35.4% compared to 2023, and they're down 53.4% compared to 2022. Moving on to our victims shot. Citywide, year-to-date, our victims shot are down 148 or minus 15.8% compared to 2023, and down 309 victims shot or minus 28.2% compared to 2022. For the last 4 weeks ending October 5th, there's been a decrease of 11.8% victim shot or minus 8 compared to the prior 4-week period. Looking at our aggravated assaults, for the past 4 weeks ending October 5th, aggravated assaults are down are up 0.9% or plus 12 compared to the prior 4-week period. The increase that's driving this is in 77th area where they're up plus 18.8% or plus 25 aggravated assaults. And moving on to our robberies, for the past 4 weeks ending October 5th, robberies are up 2.9% or plus 19 compared to the prior 4 weeks ending 9/7/24. Where we're seeing an increase in our robberies for the past 4 weeks is in Southeast Division, significantly up. There's a 57.8% increase in Southeast Division or plus 26 robberies. There have been 289 strong arm robberies, or 42.8% of our total robberies for the 4-week period. There's been 150 robberies with a firearm, or 22.2% of total robberies for the 4-week period. And the top premise continues to remain the same as streets, parkways, and sidewalks, where 297 robberies occurred for the 4-week period. And our combined other businesses, restaurants, mini marts, clothing stores, liquor stores, markets, gas stations, small department stores account for 135 robberies for the 4-week period. Then moving on to our burglaries. For the past 4 weeks ending October 5th, burglaries are down 7% or minus 68 compared to the prior 4-week period ending September 7th. For the last 4 weeks ending October 5th, commercial burglaries are up 4% or plus 14 compared to the prior 4 weeks. And for the past 4 weeks ending October 5th, residential burglaries, this is where we're seeing a significant impact, and this is, if you recall, all the resources being deployed into certain areas that are experiencing these residential burglaries. Our residential burglaries are down 13.2% or minus 82 over the 4-week period. So there's still more work to do, but I'm satisfied that our strategies are being effective. So moving on to motor vehicle theft, for the past 4 weeks ending October 5th, motor vehicle thefts are down 3.6% or minus 68 compared to the prior 4-week period. But the types of vehicles that are being stolen are still consistent as our Kias, Chevys, and our Hondas. And then finally, our personnel strength, our sworn personnel as of October 7th are at 8780.
That's
Our civilian personnel staffing is at 2626, and our reserve officers remain at 378. And that concludes my comments.
People don't want to be cops anymore.
Thank you, Chief. I'll defer to Vice President Shields for any questions or comments on the report.
Thank you. Thank you, Chief, for the report. And it's good to hear that of some of the good police work that resulted in arrests of both the flash mob robberies and the street takeover incidences. Hopefully, people will get the message that there are consequences to these actions, and that they, even though they're in a group, they cannot hide from those consequences. So thank you for that good work and also coordinated efforts with other law enforcement agencies. I'm wondering if you could talk a little bit about, I understand that there have been some protests over the weekend, and there was some vandalism done to LAPD headquarters, and someone, I believe, was arrested in connection with that. Were the protests otherwise peaceful, and any incidences occurring from those protests?
Absolutely. So the most significant protest, if you will, happened at Pershing Square over the weekend. There were three main groups that were advertising on social media about this protest. They all met at Pershing Square and happened to merge into one protest. And shortly thereafter, they decided to came onto the streets, they started to march on the streets. During that time, it was by and large peaceful, loud but peaceful. There are obviously a couple people that ruined it for everyone, but one person in particular walked onto headquarters property here and vandalized some of the walls, spray paint, and then as they were marching on Broadway, vandalized 2 other locations. Now this group at that time was about 800 to 1,000 people. Tactically, it doesn't make any sense to go chasing this person into the crowd. It's unsafe. You need significant resources. So we used a strategy and waited, but we kept eyes on this person. And eventually, when it was safe to do so, it was non-eventful. We walked up to the person and arrested that person, and their felony charges being filed on this person for felony vandalism. That was really the most significant incident of the weekend for these protests. So I will say, by and large, all these protests have been peaceful and law-abiding.
Thank you. Commissioner Kalonji? Okay, thank you. Chief, just a couple of things. You mentioned that gang-related homicides were down more than 30%. Do you attribute that to anything in particular?
Well, I attribute to the good work of the city, not just the police department, but the enforcement aspect of it, but also working with community organizations, Lost Gang Task Force, the Mayor's Grid Program. There's interventions. We are tackling this gang issue from a whole of government approach, from services, education, events, summer night lights. All these things are geared, and enforcement are geared to bring gang activity into the fold, to change behavior, hopefully to reduce these crimes. And we've seen it year after year reduce these numbers, and I hope that this will continue.
Thank you. I think it would be important to share the comments you just made with regards to the reduction to those groups that you're working with, so they understand that their efforts are certainly paying off.
Absolutely.
Chief, last week we had a presentation on street takeovers, street racing, and you mentioned today that in the last couple we had this past week, more than half those vehicles were stolen. That's not a trend that was mentioned last week in the report. Is that something new that's happening?
I can't say definitively that's something new. This is probably one of the few times where we have 11 vehicles impounded and burned. So we really got to see who the registered owners were, what the status was of these vehicles, and found out that 6 of the 11 that were impounded were stolen. I don't want to guess, but I would venture to say, I'll say it, that in that group of street takeovers in those vehicles, if we were to run all the vehicles there, I'm sure we'd find at least a handful of stolen vehicles. So I don't want to say it's a new trend. It's something that we've definitively discovered from this last incident.
Thank you. We'll now move on to public comment. Madam Secretary, please announce the first speaker.
The first speaker is Mr. Herman.
I'm going to be probably muting this. Oh, thank you, Finky. Good morning, Audit Voice. Appreciate you out there. Oh, thank you, Finky. I appreciate you. Oh, yeah. Guys, I'm going to have to probably hit the microphone. I mean, the mute button.
Right there. Don't let them falsely imprison you, man.
I got my finger on the button.
Yeah, listen here. Boy, I see we have some donations going on still. It makes me question whether Ms. Shields has those oil refinery donations coming in on her behalf, because I would like to know whether or not she's reporting that and how she's reporting that, because I find that a conflict of interest, because when Steve Soberoff sat up there and he engaged in a criminal enterprise of development with developers in the Brentwood UCLA scandal to take away from veterans, you simplify fucking faggots just sat there and think about it. Now, my issue, whether I'm off topic or not, I believe Snyder versus Felt clearly points that out. Simplify fucking faggots, you're all going to hell, God hates you. For these type of criminal enterprise that I know for a fact, I know for a goddamn statements are so true. Because look at the statewide mental assessment response team. Smart. You're not fucking smart. If you were fucking smart, you would have stopped the judge, John F. Walter, again for the record, who incarcerated a 13-year sentence against a fucking politician who claims to be white. No, he's a fucking Trump. Build the fucking wall and keep to the crime, sir.
Comes before the police commission. Stay on topic, or your public comment will be terminated.
I'm showing you the systematic mental SMART program. Was Jose Luis Huizar smart? I think he had mental problems. To leave 5 children and a wife to get involved in BOP number 795-18112 for the record, sir. So I'm fucking on topic. So don't discriminate against me and don't use your racist attitude and overtones over me when I'm speaking, motherfucker. All I get is 60 fucking seconds, which is only 1 fucking minute of time to be heard and make my point on record regarding this fucking bullshit of crime in Los Angeles. Los Angeles is not safe. We got a bunch of transportation niggers running. And that's the reason why Rasha turns her seat and doesn't face me. Because she knows I, a white nigger, Judge John F. Walter was right. Fuck you politely. 42 U.S.C. 1983.
Apologize to
Yeah,
everyone listening for
I'm
the
turning these
racist
into the
and
record, sir.
sexist
Thank you.
and homophobic messages of this.
her.
Thank you.
I don't know.
Mona, and you're on.
Oh, good, Mona. Good job. Sorry, I have to follow that.
Mona? Okay, we'll move on to the next. To Audit LA.
I know Mona's Audit LA, but I know Mona is on there. 'Cause I know who she is. Do I just do it from here? Just speak from here is fine? You can hear me? Can't hear me? Okay. Okay, I can speak loud, have a big mouth, I've been told.
We can hear you, ma'am. You're fine.
You can hear? Okay. I'm here for several, I want to talk on all items, including public comment. My one concern, I have several concerns, but,
Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
Just start the time, and we can hear. Are we good on audio? If she speaks from there.
all right, here we go. I can hold it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Is that better?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I'm here to say that you get a lot of donations from the Police Foundation. My one big problem with them is that they do not let us know who's donating to them. I am somebody who's very concerned about Scientology and their connection to LAPD. It's been a very, like a very close relationship for decades. And it's something that needs to stop. It has been reported to the Inspector General, which I hope they are dealing with. But I keep seeing the same officers and the same nonsense. This is a cult. It's not a church. They do human trafficking. There's so many survivors. I have 2 good friends who were survivors of this. And there's many more, the same story of sexual abuse. And just the things that they do is just abusive in general. And so the fact that they could be backhand donating money to the police department is egregious to me. And so it needs to be transparent. And I am also, and also even with the, I understand why you guys don't want to do the public, version of, when you have disciplinary issues. I do get that. But at the same time, if anyone on this side of the desk where I had to go to court, it's going to be public. Our names are going to be out there. Everything that we face, it's going to be public. We don't get the same consideration. Just because we don't wear a badge, that's not fair. And I'm here too to say on your CPABs, you all have the CPABs, you have Scientologists that, it's supposed to be the community that represents themselves. but they don't. They are there representing Scientology. As I said, Scientology is a cult. They are actually facing, they're going to be facing RICO, a case next year. They're going to be facing RICO charges as far as, I mean, not criminally, it's still civilly, but they're going to have to be answering to RICO. And do you really want that as a partnership? They should not be, if they're on your CPABs, they should be there as individuals, like any other person, any other public. But they get so much consideration that is unfair. And where they are right now, like, they have had their street, L. Ron Hubbard Way, shut down since June with 28 or 29 special event permits. They have planters surrounding 3 blocks that are not ADA compliant. The city makes anyone else remove them, but they're not being forced to remove them. Even though, the city told them to, they're not doing anything to enforce it. They're also required to have a 20-foot safety fire lane. Nobody's enforcing that. It's like everyone is either scared of Scientology or something, but they have too much influence. And I didn't know that until I started looking into this. They have too much influence on our police department. They have too much influence on our public works department. They have too much influence with the mayor. Thank you.
Next, we have Kenny.
Before we continue, I've already told you to keep your hands in your lap. You're now getting your first and last warning. If you do it again, you'll be removed. Thank you, Madam Secretary.
Kenny, you're on.
Good morning.
Good morning. What items would you like to speak on?
Just the general public comment.
1 minute.
They have a man by the name of Anthony D'Amato Jr. He's a paid supplant for the cult of Scientology. He has a restraining order already against him from sexually stalking a 16-year-old minor boy and talking about raping his mother. He has a channel, ZDT, on YouTube. He photoshops elderly woman like she's giving him, like doing sexual things to him, which is elder abuse and sick and disgusting. He continues to do so, brags about it, has bragged about being involved in the SWATs. He also sits there and calls people's jobs, harasses them, tells his chat to do it, and nothing is ever done. The city attorney, Jairo Soto, doesn't act on it, which is a sign of corruption from the cult of Scientology. This man is a predator. Y'all need to stop him and make an arrest. Please, look into him. Anthony D'Amato Jr.
The next speaker, Hassan Chong.
Facts, that's true. Thank you, guys. That was Kenny.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Hassan Tran. I'm here today. Please put my name in the U.S. government system. It's very important. Thank you. I hear every day, every week, the same problem. Thank you.
Okay,
That's
great.
all.
Next, we have Legacy.
Good morning, all items.
3 minutes.
Yeah, I'd like to, I don't really have a problem with the funding of the LAPD. I usually don't. I just think it should be made public who the donators are, because they're giving to a public entity, not a private charity. LAPD is not a charity. Anonymous donations are okay to private charities because it's private and it's a charity. You're a public entity. The donators we should know who they are, who's donating all this money to you guys. That's the only problem I have with it. On my other comment is I'd like to thank Mayor Bass for making a good decision in electing Chief McDonald. He's held every position within the LAPD, so he knows how to be a police officer. He knows what it is to be a police officer. And he also was the sheriff. So I think it's a very good choice she's made. And I think it was based on meritocracy. So I think that's a feather in her hat, I guess you could say. A good thing that she's done for LA. Let's just hope she continues on this course toward doing the right thing as the mayor. I hope that Chief McDonald makes LAPD great again. God bless LAPD.
The next speaker, please, Michelle.
people are supposed to be, at least this end of the table, a civilian oversight board. You're supposed to represent we the people of the city of Los Angeles, not the police department. Your job is to hold the police department in LA accountable. So why the hell do you think having Jim McDonald as the chief of police is a good thing? We the people voted him out of office because he was a terrible chief at the sheriff's department. And you don't like this, right? You don't like to hear this, but you're not paying attention to the people. Karen Bass doesn't pay attention to the people. This is what we the people did. And now he gets an appointment. He doesn't have to be accountable to the voters or to anyone because you don't hold anyone accountable.
That's right.
I saw this whole long list where you say, disciplinary actions at the end of it. I will love it if you take one disciplinary action, even one, against any officer. You people are so much the cheerleaders for the police department. This is disgusting.
Excuse me, ma'am, I'm
What?
sorry. Ma'am, I'm sorry. Sir, put the puppet in your lap. This is your first and last warning of being removed from the meeting. Sorry, ma'am, please continue.
You need to improve the image of the LAPD. I don't think that's possible, really, but, you think McDonald's gonna do that when we voted him out of office as the sheriff? You think that's what the people of Los Angeles want? You had the chance to put the first woman in. You had the chance to put the first Latinx person in. Racist? Sexist? Hey, I could call all of you, all of that, for being cheerleaders for this new person.
Yeah.
This is absolutely horrific for this city. And you think that this man is going to crack down on people? Yes. People will be hurt. People will die when these large events, especially the Olympics, comes to Los Angeles. And you know what? This discussion of protesters are 99.99999% peaceful. It's the cops and security guards who make them do awful things. Stay away from protesters.
Thank you.
The only good cop is one
Thank
who
you.
stays away.
Next, we have Amy's iPhone.
Hi, I'm speaking on all three items. Okay, first, I want to say that I want you guys to become heroes, not zeros. The children are watching. Children are seeing how you're behaving towards a specific cult in the city. You have child trafficking. You are having a poor historical look when people are looking at you, especially through live stream, all over the country, all over the world. The children are seeing you go after people that are fighting evil, that are trying to protect them as children, because the children are being trafficked and abused horrifically on L. Ron Hubbard Way. I want to look at history. I want to have a time where you can be seen as people that save children. I'm looking forward to seeing a time where you rescue children and have them seen outside of the facility getting checked and getting medical care that they've been so totally deprived of within a facility that is depriving them of care, medical attention, and proper education. I'm looking forward to a time where I see pictures like I saw when they were liberating the camps in Auschwitz, when you saw the little children lined up with their striped pajamas. But it's the same thing that's going on similarly inside of the L. Ron Hubbard Way. Where is your place going to